kitchen. Today we've got a new episode of What's for Dinner, and it's Sunday night. I've made a crock pot full of my my meatballs, my crock pot style Italian meatballs, and those are here cooking away. But what we're also going to have with this is some stuffed shells. I had a viewer ask me the other day if I had a good recipe for stuffed shells, and I had kind of been planning on making stuffed shells anyway, so what a better time to do it. Now, this is also going to appeal to all of those vegetarians who have been clamoring for me to do some vegetarian meals. And I do want to preface this by saying we are not vegetarians, which is utterly evident from the recipes that I upload. You will maybe see me make a meatless meal from time to time, and this will qualify because I have left the meat to the meatballs to be eaten separately as you choose. I will never make a vegan dish. I don't like vegan dishes. I don't like tofu, and it's not something my family cares for. I do know how to make seitan, which is wheat meat and what have you, and that is something I am going to do in the future, but that's for a food storage perspective and could also be, fall under the vegan classification. But for tonight, we're going to make stuffed shells with spinach and portobello mushrooms, and this is as vegetarian as it gets in my house, so I hope you enjoy it, and this is what goes into it. I have a pot of water boiling on the stove that is ready to accept these. I am going to boil 1 box of jumbo shells. So I'm going to go ahead and get those started right now. And my water is well salted. When you boil pasta, please remember that you want your pasta water to be salted as the sea would be salty. So when you taste your pasta, make sure you taste your pasta water for enough salt. And mostly what goes into this is really very simple. We're going to use 1 2-pound container of ricotta cheese. And I have about a half a container, which is about a cup of grated Parmesan. I'm probably going to use the whole thing. I have about a half a cup to a cup of, these are portobello mushrooms that are chopped. Now, they look a little different because these have been dehydrated. I got these on the vegetable clearance rack at the grocery store a while back this summer, and I couldn't resist. They were a $1 package, so I went ahead and I threw them on the dehydrator. I keep them in a mason jar. I boiled about 2 cups of water in the microwave, and I threw those in there. And I rehydrated them. Then I just squeezed them out real good, and I chopped them. And they taste really wonderful. And this is 1 box of frozen spinach that I thawed in the microwave and squeezed dry through a colander and some paper towels. You want to make sure that you squeeze this dry really well. And this is a pound of mozzarella cheese. We may not use the whole thing, but we may. It just depends. The way, isn't that good?
Yeah, we will.
We'll use the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. What I don't use, he'll probably eat. That's what he's saying. And then I have a jar of my favorite, whatever was on sale that week, good quality pasta sauce. And this is just a 5 cheese. I'm going to season this up with some garlic, some nutmeg, some Italian seasoning, some onion powder, and some parsley flakes, as well as cracked black pepper and ground sea salt. So, let's get going on this. I'm just going to put these over here. Oh, and I wanted to show you. This is how much water comes out of that 1 little package of spinach. So you want to make sure you squeeze that really well, because you don't want that in your cheese mixture, because it'll make it all soggy and soupy, and it's not going to be good at all. So I just kept that because I wanted you to see it. So the first thing we're going to do here is open up our ricotta cheese, and I'm going to get a wooden spoon, and I'm just going to do that. Oh, I forgot. We are going to put 2 eggs in here. Let me grab those. Are you eating the cheese? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then we'll pull out flavor.
No, ricotta cheese is very, very mild. Okay, here's 2 eggs. Our ricotta. I'm going to take a handful of mozzarella, throw it in here. I say about a cup, okay? Then I'm going to take about a half a cup of the Parmesan, put it in there, and rinse my hands off. Then put our spinach, our mushrooms, and then we season it up. And I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to kind of shake. So we're going to say a teaspoon each of everything except the nutmeg. You do this to taste, whatever your family likes. And this onion powder is the bane of my existence. It's always clumping. There's some parsley. Some fresh sea salt. Oh, this smells so good. I love the way the pepper smells. Make sure you wash your pasta shells so they don't stick together. And then I'm going to remove my rings because a spoon is not going to cut it here, folks. I'm going to get my hands in here. If you're not comfortable doing that, please use a spoon. Throw it in your mixer, your KitchenAid. If you do that, just with the paddle attachment, it'll be fine. But really, no need. I mean, your hands are just as good a tool, if not the best tool that you have in the kitchen. I know. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And this is exactly the consistency you want. It's not runny. And it kind of holds together in your hand really well. So, what we're going to do is we're going to cover this, and I'm going to put it in the fridge, and I'm going to wait for my pasta shells to be finished. I'm going to clean up my mess, and when the pasta shells are ready, I'm going to drain them. I'm going to rinse them with some cold water, and I'll be back. And then we'll go to the next step of stuffing the shells, and then we'll bake them off, and it'll be time to fix your plate before you know it. So I'll be back. Our shells are finished cooking, and I just drained them, and now what I did was I just set them in the pot, and I filled it with cool water. And this is going to be helpful so that I can handle them. And here's my, it does stop them from cooking further as well. Okay, so there's our cheese mixture. And here's my friend the foil pan. And we've got some sauce. Let's put a little sauce in the bottom there. Coat the bottom. Now, all you're going to do, get all the water out of it. Okay? You're just going to fill this up. It's not nearly as difficult as you may think. And fill it up pretty good. Don't overfill it.
Be generous.
But be generous. And then face it down. And if you have some shells that tore or, be discriminate. But if they tear a little, it doesn't matter. In fact, I'm going to put them this way. Just have them fit in your pan the best way they'll fit. Again, I say this all the time. This isn't rocket science. It's a little time consuming, but it's really simple. just hold it open with one hand and stuff it with the other. And kind of close it up a little.
Shove it in the boot.
Shove it in the boot. And I'm going to make it so I get 5 across. When you see, like, look at this one. I'm going to probably leave that alone and not use that one.
Well, couldn't you throw it in the bottom of the pan to let it...
You could throw it, in, you know, if you've got some room in the side when you're all done, just stick it in there. It'll be fine. Okay, well, I'm going to go finish filling up this pan, and then I'll come back when it's time to go to the next step. Okay, we're back. I have stuffed all of our shells. I have no filling left, well, with the exception of that much. And I have this many shells left. So you do what you want with that. We can give them to the dogs. We can just eat them with some sauce on them, or you can do whatever you like with those. This is my dinner for tonight. This, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to throw this in the freezer. And when these are completely frozen, I am going to put them in a Ziploc bag and then put them back in the freezer for the next time I want to make this. Then all I have to do is put it in a pan with some sauce and some cheese, and we have a quick, super easy dinner. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And then this one, let me get my pan here. I'm just going to put it on a baking sheet to make it easy. I am going to grab a tablespoon here, and I'm just going to ladle some sauce over the top here. Not a whole lot. There's enough sauce in the bottom of the pan, and the residual moisture from the pasta and what's inside the filling is going to be plenty. Okay. Then we've got some mozzarella.
I think all that should go over it.
Do you now?
Just my opinion.
Your professional opinion?
I wouldn't say professional, just my stomach's opinion.
Okay. Well, there's just the right amount here to put on the top. So you're going to need a brick of mozzarella, and what I use is the fresh whole milk mozzarella. I either use Polly-O, or this is actually the store brand because it was cheaper, and it's just as equally as good as the Polly-O brand. And I think you can get Polly-O nationwide now. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to put over some Parmesan cheese. And we're going to call that perfect. So, now I'm going to cover this with tin aluminum foil. Let's see.
Did you almost say tin foil?
I almost said tin foil. I'm going to see if someone picks up on what I just did. That person will know it when they see it. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. In this goes, I'm going to put it on the bottom rack. And we'll be back in about 30 minutes. And we'll fix you a plate. See, we're done. About 10 minutes ago,
Awful.
I know, doesn't it? I took the foil off of it, so it baked for about 20 minutes, and I took the foil off of it and let it finish without the foil. And we are now ready to fix you a plate. Or a bowl, as the case may be, because I'm going to serve in my shallow pasta bowls tonight. So, let's see. Let's get one of these wonderful, gooey stuffed shells. Let me get another one. And that cheese is super gooey.
I think our meat lovers want some meatballs.
Well, we're going to fix them right up. Put a little extra sauce on those. And of course, if you're vegetarian, you won't be having the meatballs. So heat up yourself a little extra sauce, and you can go from there. So some Italian bread and a salad on the side, and you have a complete meal. A little extra Parmesan cheese. Never hurt anybody. There you have it. I hope this inspires you to try something new like this in your home for your family. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, I'll see ya.